Can you describe Michael Schumacher in one word?
One word, a king.
Who's Michael Schumacher?
If you have never heard of him, he is a Formula One German-born race car driver.
I'd like to introduce Michael Schumacher.
Hello everybody, it's Michael Schumacher speaking.
Who is the highest paid athlete in the world? Michael Jordan? Tiger Woods? Guess again.
Germany's Michael Schumacher.
In that time, he's become the undisputed king of Formula One.
Not only is he the best racing driver of all time, I'm struggling to find anyone greater in the whole world of global sport.
Michael Schumacher, where he belonged.
Is it real Michael Schumacher Ferrari?
Behind the wheel of his prancing horse.
A real Ferrari! This is the most glorious day of my life.
But in the midst of all the success and celebration, there was controversy.
These legends and geniuses go sometimes to the edge and sometimes over the edge.
It's part of his DNA, that's the way he is. He can't stand for anyone else to win.
I'm addicted to challenge.
100% perfection. That's my target.
They don't know Michael Schumacher, how he is really.
It started more quietly.
Born in Germany in 1969.
In a little German village just outside Cologne, Michael Schumacher came from an unpromising racing pedigree. Dad, Rolf, was a bricklayer, and Mum, Elizabeth, worked in a cafe at the local kart track.
It all started with 4 years. My father was always interested in working around like motor bicycles or little things. And the thing he did was, we had another old moped, I would say, and he put it on this kick go-kart. And from the beginning on, I just enjoyed it very much.
Hat als Kind schon gewusst, was wollte.
Born for racing, I guess.
Michael took to the sport instantly, showing talent and speed and even an early skill in handling the media.
Top-Favorit ist hier für die Bahn in Kerpen ist Michael Schumacher.
Ich trainiert bin wie ein Weltmeister schon als Kind.
He learned from early on, from his childhood, that he had to deliver. When he's in this car or kart, he really had always to deliver in order to be able to get a seat. I think that never really got away from him.
Aber ich war sehr froh darüber, dass ich nie mit dem besten Material die Rennen gewonnen habe, sondern immer mit dem schlechtesten Material. Und das war irgendwo für mich ein Ansporn, ein zusätzlicher Ansporn, dass ich wirklich habe kämpfen müssen. Nach diesen Jahren war ich im Prinzip der Meinung, ein ewiger Go-Kart-Fahrer zu bleiben, weil ich mir nie hätte vorstellen können, mal den Einstieg in die Formelklasse zu schaffen, rein aus finanziellen Gründen.
Natürlich stand die Geldfrage im Raum. Michael Schumacher hatte damals wirklich nichts.
By the mid-80s, Michael had won almost everything in karting, and his talent soon demanded a higher rung on the racing ladder.
Hat dem Leben für uns gesagt, heute Abend kommt ihr bei mir vorbei. Der kriegt einen 5-Jahres-Vertrag, der kriegt einen PKW und kriegt 2000 Mark im Monat. Ja, war natürlich Wahnsinn.
Look at Schumacher go though. He's never really had the chance to shine before.
Impressed with his performances, Mercedes employed Michael for its sports car team.
And this again is the young Michael Schumacher making a very professional job of his first outing in Group C.
He is setting these times very comfortably and lapping regularly 3:42s, whereas the Jaguar times are 5 seconds a lap slower. And Michael now opening up a huge gap.
At the start of 1991, Schumacher was a rising talent. He was the reigning German Formula 3 champion, had won the prestigious Macau Grand Prix, and had contested 3 races in the World Sports Prototype Championship.
He was coming together as a perfect Formula 1 driver.
Man ist klar, dass Sie als talentierter junger Motorsportmann irgendwann mal in die Formel 1 wollen. Am liebsten mit Mercedes, geht's auch alleine.
I'm rather be nicely surprised than badly disappointed by having too high expectations.
He would never have thought that he could ever arrive in Formula One. That was beyond thinking.
Initially, the focus of the Grand Prix weekend was on the Jordan team. Bertrand Gachot, jailed for assault using CS gas in an incident with a London cab driver.
I had a job to do, I had to get a driver quickly. But he was the second choice. First choice was Stefan Johansson. and he was going to do it for free. However, I needed money.
I needed somebody to pay for the engine bills and the tyre bills. He was about the only one who could do that. He paid, he got in the car. I'd love to claim it was all to do with talent. It's not true. I needed the money, but I did know he was a good quality driver, and the rest is obviously now history.
The world was about to witness an extraordinary driving talent.
The sensation of Spa has been Germany's 22-year-old Michael Schumacher, who's substituting for Bertrand Gachot in the Jordan Ford team.
It was Michael's first time in a Formula One car, and he qualified a quite incredible 7th. Unfortunately, the honeymoon was soon over.
And Michael Schumacher's Grand Prix has ended on the first lap. The German is out.
You know, he became immediately a hot property.
And an interesting thing at the time, the sport had been desperate to find a German driver because it was the one, if you like, region, the one country we could never penetrate. And when Michael put 25,000 extra people on the gate at Spa by just being German.
We were trying to persuade Flavio that we should be fairly drastic in the change. He wasn't convinced because he knew nothing about Michael Schumacher. But of course when Michael appeared in Spa and put in the performance he did, he was convinced.
At least now you can look forward to Monza now. Yeah, if I can drive in Monza, yeah, sure.
If I can drive in Monza.
Then ensued a battle to pull him out of the Jordan and stick him in the Benetton.
I'm absolutely convinced I had a valid contract.
It says, "Dear Eddie, I confirm that if you enter me in the 1991 Belgian Grand Prix, I will sign, and this is a key bit, I will sign a driver agreement with you prior to Monza in respect of my services in 1991, 1992, 1993, and subject to Mercedes' first option, 1994. The key change is...
The word change was from the contract to a contract.
And that's what Schumacher's management say. That meant they could sign any agreement with Jordan. They could have signed an agreement to visit Jordan's Silverstone factory twice and have lunch with Eddie or something like that. It could be any agreement.
I was very determined to have Michael in the car. I talked with Willy Weber. I tell him, very happy to sign the deal with you, but not agreement with Jordan. And Monday in London, Michael and Willy arrived in my house, and we signed the contract.
Bernie realised, hey, from an administration point of view, from a financial, commercial point of view, we must have a German driver in Formula One. And I believe he was contributory in the fact of getting him into Benetton at that stage, because it was not sure whether Jordan could survive.
I can't agree with Eddie Jordan. I wouldn't sign a contract which is not good for me. And I got a contract from Benetton which was good for me.
Benetton had signed Michael for the 92 season. They decided to grab him early. The natural talent has finished amongst the points in 3 of his 5 races. It is a dream start.
When I started, I always said, don't make a star out of me. Don't push me too high up. I don't want this.
Michael Schumacher is being hailed as a Formula One superstar. I think, however, people are perhaps asking too much of him because there hasn't been a single driver, Ken, who's ever come up and rocketed with the kind of success expected of them.
At the time when Michael Schumacher appeared in Formula One, Senna was the preeminent figure in the sport.
And while Schumacher's idol may be Ayrton Senna, he is very much his own man.
I don't know if I have had the same success. What I don't like is to compare with somebody else. I'm not Ayrton Senna, I'm just Michael Schumacher and nobody else.
Schumacher was immediately competitive, and he soon developed a fierce rivalry with reigning world champion Ayrton Senna.
Here you've got, at the time, basically unknown for what he was, challenging the best.
Third in the World Championship, Michael, but a shaky start between you and Ayrton Senna. What happened?
Schumacher challenging Ayrton Senna in the McLaren as they come up to the opening hairpin, and there's a contact there. Who is it? It's Schumacher. And who is he hit? It's one of them. It's Senna.
Senna and Schumacher in trouble.
Senna knows what Schumacher is, the threat he poses, and he's trying to big dog him, put him back in his box.
When you are the lion, all lion is feared when the young lion arriving, and you want to keep the territory.
A respect grew between the two, even if Senna didn't always like Michael's style.
Yes, past goes the Benetton. Schumacher is through past Senna. the first win ever for Michael Schumacher. Schumacher wins at Spa.
And I realised he was going to move the game forward in terms of fitness, strength, and an ability to deliver all day, every corner, every lap.
94 was definitely a growing up year.
With an improved Benetton at his disposal,
Schumacher found himself in a car capable of challenging for the championship.
His driving was spectacular.
Michael Schumacher wins the Pacific Grand Prix. And oh boy, what a season are we going to have in Formula One this year.
Going into Imola, Michael was very, very fast, looking very, very strong. And Senna knew that he had to win Imola.
And you hear the engine revs rise as Senna, followed by Schumacher.
Through Tamburello, sparks fly from the rear end of the Williams, and we join Ayrton Senna on board for what would be his last lap.
And Senna, my goodness, I just saw him plunge off to the right. What on earth happened there? I don't know.
The fact is that what he was doing when he crashed, when he went off the circuit, he was trying to stay ahead of Schumacher.
And the 1994 San Marino Grand Prix has been won by Michael Schumacher, but in circumstances that I'm sure he will not be at all happy about.
Just win a race, but I can't feel satisfied, can't feel happy.
But it must, as a racing driver, remind you of your mortality.
You can crash and you can be immediately dead.
And today we've lost, arguably, the greatest talent of his generation. After a high-speed crash at Tamburello, Ayrton Senna is dead.
That's the only thing I was thinking of. But the worst was really the 2 weeks after this.
How close were you to thinking that maybe Formula One wasn't for you?
Very close. Because racing has always been special to me. It has always been fun to me. I wasn't sure, can I drive without thinking that, or I'm going to drive now always thinking, now you can be dead here, if you go off here, it's going to be bad. And if unforeseen things will happen, then okay, you're going to be dead, but I never thought that it actually would happen. And then I got the first time confronted with death in the sport I loved, and that changed quite a lot inside of me.
With Senna gone, Michael Schumacher was now the #1 figure in the sport, although he hadn't yet won a world championship.
And Schumacher wins. Splendid performance by the young German.
Schumacher is now on his own at the front and goes on to score a convincing victory.
Down to the line he comes for his 5th checkered flag in 6 races this year.
Schumacher so far invincible this season.
I wouldn't believe at all if anybody would tell me this before the season.
The 1994 World Championship has been won by Michael Schumacher.
For the time being, Benetton and Schumacher were unstoppable.
Schumacher's victories continued in 1995.
1995 was Michael's year again. And championship #2.
Michael was a machine.
Well, he's done it. He won in Brazil, in Spain, in Monaco, in France, in Germany, in Belgium, at the Nürburgring, and now here in Japan. Michael Schumacher is the world champion of 1995, and no further proof is needed that he is the best driver of his day.
2 world championships. You must be absolutely delighted.
I think there's nothing greater than this. After a long, hard season, the Benetton group could finally celebrate.
And I really have to say that this championship, it's a great part of it comes from the team.
It looked like the beginning of a lasting relationship between Michael, Flavio and Benetton, but Michael had other ideas.
I'm looking forward to 1996, but not in the way compared to last year.
Michael Schumacher is now a Ferrari driver.
I'm addicted to challenge.
Why were you able to sign Michael Schumacher from a team where he'd been successful in one day?
I think he thought driving for Ferrari would be different.
You know, he likes the challenge.
I was not looking for an easy job where I sit in a car and I'm going to be able to win every race, or where people at least expect me to win every race. That is not the kind of challenge I'm looking for. I really want to fight hard-fought victories as I have done always in the past. I've had a great time with management. We succeeded everything we could succeed. And after that, the only thing you can do is you can lose. After feeling I need to have a new motivation, I thought I want to go a different direction, and that was Ferrari.
He's a brave man. Why? Because the last time Ferrari won a world championship was 1979, 16 years ago.
And a challenge is what he got. When Michael joined Ferrari, they were a struggling team.
As shorter you make the interviews, as quicker I can get back to my engineer and speak to him.
Okay. I contacted Ross Brawn to propose him the position of technical director, and Rory Byrne to propose him the role of chief designer. And both of them had worked with Michael in the Benetton team.
It was almost like the perfect storm.
Can Michael Schumacher do it? I think he probably can. The reason? He's German, he's very dogmatic, he knows exactly what he wants.
And Michael Schumacher wins the Spanish Grand Prix.
So Schumacher wins his first race for Ferrari in considerable and flamboyant style.
I mean, it's amazing. If anyone would have asked me how much I would bet on this, I wouldn't have even bet a penny on it.
But then, Michael and Ferrari began one of the most impressive comebacks in Formula One history.
And he's one of the people who might be able to bring Ferrari back to victory. But to do that, he's going to have to be very arrogant and very tough.
And so that's how slowly and slowly we rebuilt the team. In '96, we won finally three Grand Prix. 97.
So here is the European Grand Prix to decide the 1997 World Championship.
Well, there's a rumour that he's a human being. And if that's true, then he has weaknesses.
Villeneuve is all over him, look. He's going through. Oh, yes. Oh, help. I don't think. Out goes Michael Schumacher. That didn't work. That didn't work, Michael. You hit the wrong part of him, my friend.
Jack very quick up into the braking zone as Schumacher turns in and makes contact with the Williams. But Villeneuve is able to continue towards the flag and the championship. Schumacher stranded in the gravel. Ferrari's hopes stranded with him.
Success didn't come without incident.
The victory for him was an obsession. The world was also about to see, for the first time, just how badly Michael Schumacher wanted to win.
Lap 36, an error by Schumacher triggers the conclusion to the 1994 World Drivers' and Manufacturers' Championships.
I wasn't prepared for what happened. I never expected him to close the door on me. But in his position, what would I have done? I don't know.
The 1994 World Championship has been won, a lot of people will say, by default, by Michael Schumacher.
Schumacher would let nothing and no one get in his way. Those who did so, like Damon Hill and Jacques Villeneuve, encountered the ruthless and even reckless side of Schumacher.
With 95 or whatever it was, when he did it to Damon, revisited. There's no question in my mind whatsoever that he deliberately drove him to the side of him.
I knew he wasn't right, but this is an important moment. Everything or nothing, and you go for it.
Accused of cheating again after a disqualification from the 1997 World Championships for deliberately driving into title rival Jacques Villeneuve.
Did you have guilt about that?
No, not really guilt. I've been growing up with Senna and remember incidents with Prost and Senna.
Now, you admitted you made a mistake in Jerez. A lot's been said, an awful lot's been written, a lot of it rubbish, of course. What, from your point of view, is the truth about what happened in Jerez?
The middle, to be honest, because if you take the whole season, that's what you should take, is all the, I'd say, the congratulations and the support I got from all the people and the way they rode. You should take half of this away, and you should take half of the criticize away I got in Jerez. Just had a word with Riccardo Patrese. He just visited me half an hour ago, and he couldn't understand why they went after me that strong. I mean, in the past, that was the way you did it. I mean, if you wouldn't have done it, you would have been criticized the other way around.
So that's it. To be the fastest, to be the best, to be a winner, you do what needs to be done. And to hell with the consequences.
In 1999, on the first lap of the British Grand Prix, things went from bad to worse.
And that's a very heavy impact into the tyre barrier.
I go into the corner, touch the brakes, and think, oh, oops, that's not going to be good.
He broke his leg and took him out of the championship. But in my view, we had the car and the team at that stage to win.
Michael's crash, caused by a rear brake failure, left him with a badly broken leg and a question mark over whether the great German would be able to return to form.
It's been a while. And out of it, and Michael Schumacher wins.
Michael fought back. He worked harder and came back fitter, stronger and even more determined.
The team finally seem ready to take on the mighty McLaren.
Imagine how long I'm in Ferrari. This is the 5th time we try to win this great Grand Prix and be competitive from the beginning of the season. Thanks really to the guys. They have done a fantastic job. I mean, not just the car is reliable, but it's so bloody fast, this car. I'm really, really delighted to drive this car.
Kick it.
Fantastic drive, Michael. Perfect.
The Ferrari bad times were about to come to an end.
It's been a long time coming.
To give Ferrari and Italy their dream.
Ferrari have finally spawned another world champion.
And when he finally clinched the title in 2000, all the pressure that he'd carried on his shoulders was released.
I remember climbing the stairs to go to the podium with Michael, telling him our professional life will never be the same.
And Michael Schumacher gives it the welly out of the last corner and wins the Australian Grand Prix.
Schumacher carries on where he left off in 2000. Once again, Ferrari are the class of the field.
The next 5 seasons belonged to Ferrari and to Michael Schumacher. Record after record fell.
Michael, the word perfect is often overused in motor racing, but can you think of any way in which this year could have been better for you?
No, clearly no.
Michael Schumacher gets his 7th Formula One World Championship. This is history.
Not only is he the best racing driver of all time, I'm struggling to find anyone greater in the whole world of global sport.
So what is the price of fame for being the world's best driver?
What's he worth? 80 million a year, I suppose. 80 million? Something like that, I imagine. He is the highest paid sports guy in the world.
Chances for a quiet life are now negligible.
I'm known almost everywhere.
Which drivers have done a particularly good job in 2002 from your point of view?
Well, I think there is basically only one name that comes to mind.
Like everybody, I would be tempted to say
Michael Schumacher.
It's Michael Schumacher.
Look like Michael Schumacher.
Well, obviously it's Michael Schumacher, isn't it? He's in a class of his own.
One word for Michael. The target. He was the guy you needed to beat.
He's obviously at the top of his game at the moment, driving his best.
He works harder than the majority out there, and when you look at some of the other drivers that are probably going to take over from Michael in winning several Grand Prix, then they just don't appear to make the same effort.
Every time I'm on the circuit, the whole day, I think about what I can change on the car to make it quicker.
Schumacher's a driver who transcended his sport almost. He changed what it means to be a Formula One driver.
Drivers of our generation, we grew up trying to imitate what Michael was doing.
You just take a small example, his fitness. He just raised the bar so much in that respect. To drive one of these cars for a Grand Prix and get out as though you've done nothing, I mean, barely sweating, is exceptional.
At the track, his dedication and focus are legendary. He exercises 4 hours a day, mostly on the muscles in his neck, to fight the incredible G-forces he faces every race. After the workouts, he's back on the test track for hours more, all to prepare for those 2 hours on Sunday.
Michael Schumacher wins the Italian Grand Prix.
The Italian Grand Prix has kept the fans thoroughly entertained. But today, it's all about one man and his future.
It's now official, apparently. A press release is going out as we speak. Schumacher is retiring from Formula One.
I retired simply because I didn't have the passion and the motivation anymore. I was tired.
All that remains is to see whether he can go out on a high.
So this is the final Grand Prix of Michael Schumacher's career. He's going out fighting, he's racing with Raikkonen, who's trying to block him into turn one. Schumacher's having none of it. They're side by side. Don't collide, guys, please don't collide. Raikkonen gives him room. Schumacher is through. The crowd go bananas. And that says everything you need to know about Michael Schumacher's spirit. Here comes Alonso, the new world champion.
He successfully defends his title despite an absolutely heroic challenge from Michael Schumacher this afternoon.
When Michael got today was on it, you know, I mean, I don't understand why the guy stopped.
Looking back on it, he probably did stop too soon. You know, he could have carried on, and I think he would have won, a good chance he would have won the championship again in 2007.
Do you ever feel like breaking down?
Michael war rastlos. Nachdem weg war, hat überlegt, was mache ich jetzt?
I've been doing karting, motorbikes, but I sort of arrived very quickly to the point that I was winning races and not having the same challenge at the same level as I was having in Formula One.
I remember very clearly that he called me and he said, you know what, Sabine, I just had a chat with Ross and can you make me some pros and cons, maybe if I should come back or not? And I said, oh, I think, Michael, there's no need to do that because I can hear from your voice that you already decided.
I'd like to introduce Michael Schumacher.
You ready for this? I have to prove it, and I will do so.
Came back to race because he was missing so much the competition.
I think that Michael's comeback was obviously personal desire and fulfillment. He didn't have anything to prove.
The iconic German brands, Schumacher and Mercedes, seemed like a dream team, but a series of mediocre results gave a wake-up call to their hopes of success.
In turn 5, we've got two Mercedes side by side and they make contact. Michael Schumacher round. Will he? Oh!
Very quickly it became clear that it would not turn out the way that he had hoped.
For sure, I mean, second part of his career was not the same as the first one, which is pretty normal, I think, with the age.
It is without doubt that we did not achieve our goals to develop a World Championship fighting car.
It was really pretty instrumental in where Mercedes are today in terms of helping build the team.
Even after the last 3 years didn't come out to what we were hoping and expecting. Still, I mean, you look at all of it and you say, it was a bloody good time.
But at some point, it's good to say goodbye. And that's what I'm doing here with by the end of the season. And it might this time even be forever.
I have arrived in my new life, and that's very nice.
You know, like I said, the motor racing and this, it's a very short time of your life. Then the real life starts.
I believe it's somehow written when and how you're going to die, in my view. And if you do things within your limits, and specifically said within your limits, not above, then I feel you can do what you like.
Champion auto racer Michael Schumacher is fighting for his life tonight after a skiing accident yesterday in the French Alps.
Et Michael a eu souvent un bon destin, et puis maintenant, malheureusement, il a été victime du mauvais destin.
There is the moments of doubt. If you do something for so long, which has obviously a level of risk, you have your moments of. And honestly, I believe in fate. And if that is going to happen, then it's going to happen anywhere, anytime. I just want to keep on enjoying myself as long as I can.
Michael's legacy is one of not just Formula One. I think he transcends that.
He's set the standard that other drivers, Formula One drivers, have to achieve.
The generation of drivers that we have now in Formula One and the ones that they are arriving, they are Formula One drivers because Michael.
There's no doubting his dedication, his skill, his commitment, and his desire to win. There's no one like him, and maybe there never will be again.
And how would you like to be remembered?
I think I'm just a racer. That's what I am. I'm racing till nothing works, nothing goes. Full commitment, that's what I am. And I go to the edge, I go to the limit. That's my life.
Welcome to my